Hello, hello. Good start with the comments. Whoopie donkey robot. Fart poop hickeys. Use condoms. All right. I'll wait for you, Valhalla sausages to pour on in. It's awfully nice of Microsoft Edge to throw some pop-ups during my stream, huh? Yes, I'm using Microsoft Edge. Don't ask. Uh-oh. Got a loop-de-loop. My mic is clipping. Thank you. Let's hold it back a bit. Let me see. Check, check, check. Is that better? Better, better, better? My audio is really bad. Is it better now? My mic is still clipping. It's a good start. The great thing is I cannot do anything about it because I can barely move. I fucked my back up. Yes, that's a body blank. Is it still bad, the audio? Can someone comment? Okay. I didn't change any setups. Maybe there's something I can do, but hold on. Okay, I'm gonna jump off. I'll jump back on if the audio's bad. Sorry about that, chaps. But I have to get up and do some stuff. But thanks for the feedback. Let me check comments just in case it's right itself. It sounds good. Does it sound like it normally does? So it usually sounds pretty good. Because there is nothing worse than listening to a stream with bad audio. It just does my nut in. Check, check. So Jay Busk, it's not as good as it usually is. Oh, it's broken speaker. Hold on. It might be some shenanigans. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't don't go anywhere. Okay. All right, my beautiful people. How's that? Check in the comments. Hello, hello. Can someone respond? Is the audio fixed? Okay. Good, good, good. Because what happened is I insist on using old school analog equipment. And with that, when somebody said it sounded like a broken speaker, that's a perfect way of talking about it. It's my old Chameleon Labs preamp, which is like a Neve copy. So it has, it could be a power supply, could be this, could be that. And it's just basically, if I have it at a certain setting on a volume, it'll go. And it looks like that's what was happening. So all I had to do was jiggle the volume, which needs to be cleaned, obviously. Sorry, chaps. So we got Anthony Gates. How's it going, man? We got Poopy Donkey Robot. Naked Ladies Kissing is his. He's going through basically like a bot. Anthony Gates. Got Jay Busk as ever. How's it going, brother? Patch Mahash is back. Yeah, you. Joe Mofo. We got Benny Bonilla. Sick ass industrial metal sounding vocals. As it happens, that's what is going on. It's noisecore. How's it going, boys? This is a boys only stream, no girls allowed. Vanilla sausages only. Storms are coming. Black metal is good. Was good. Plus, because now it's everywhere and everything. But yeah, let's talk about black metal. All right, let's get right into it. Because I had an interesting comment today on my video, and it was saying that basically black metal is based in nihilism, right? And in my opinion, it isn't. It's typical teenage confusion is what black metal is based in. Because within the scope of one black metal album, you'll have them talking about worshiping a moon, nihilism, and old Norse gods or whatever. And nihilism, you don't believe in gods in nihilism. You don't worship anything in nihilism because everything means nothing. So it's like I love the origins of black metal and the early lyrics, and it is just typical teenage angst just pouring out in a darker way. It's almost like a law that black metal has to be 99% of the lyrics have to be a certain way. It's got to be dark. It's got to be cold. It's got to be brooding. It's got to be anguish screaming in the forest. You know what I mean? So you're already in a black metal band. You already have all these rules weighing you down, and then you'll do something amazing like add a fucking theremin to it, or add a black metal band with a spoon player. I think Spoon Man caused the shark to jump on grunge. I think that song's fucking awful. So yeah, black metal, is it nihilist, or is it just people trying to paint a dark picture with their limited vocabulary? Oh, that's good. Fucking hell, clip that, bitch. Anthony Gates, Bon Jovi is still out there rocking and rolling, so metal can't be dead. What I like about Bon Jovi, have you heard how fucking bad he's saying his voice is now? Holy shit, his voice is fucking gone. It wasn't the best live, before, but he can still hold a tune. Now, fuck knows what's going on with his voice. It's kind of disturbing. It's like, did he have a fucking... Is he like Fetterman? Did he have like a brain bleed or some shit from a heart attack? It's like a different person. Did they replace him like Biden? I'm joking, by the way. I don't believe that. Yeah, Bon Jovi. The thing I like about Bon Jovi is people say, oh, they're sellouts, this, that, and the other. How the fuck are they sellouts? From the start, they were bubblegum rock, bouncy pop rock. From the start. So what are they going to sell out to? Because they have a country tinge on something? It's like, all right. It's like saying Manili Vanilli sold out. The later on they went, they... What a deserving band, too. You gotta admit, one of the best productions in history of their first couple of albums. And when you really think about it, we are living on a prayer. Unless you're into black metal, where you're a nihilist and you don't believe in prayer. J Busk at Anthony Gates. Believe me, I love Motley. I spent $1,500 for Mac's signature Kramer, but just because one band is on a legacy tour doesn't mean that rock and metal is alive. I think he was being a bit sarcastic with Bon Jovi being out there with his carcass. You better be. Benny Bonita, how's it going, brother? Poopy Donkey Robot. It works. It's good enough. What happened to your older sentences? You just like a random sentence generator earlier. Come on, bring me your good stuff, man. What was it? Used condom and stuff like that. You talking about? Oh yeah, Anthony Gates. That was a joke. Star 0777. Rock on, everyone. Hell yeah. Storms are coming. I haven't done anything degenerate today. What time is it? It's 8 p.m. on my neck of the woods. And so the night is young. Get out there and kick over a dustbin or something. Dustbin. Trash can. J-Busk, I'm good, man. I got finals tomorrow, so that sucks. Oh, shit. Good luck. Hey. Got finals tomorrow? Get off the internet. Get your nose in that book. I'm serious. Come on now. Dude, tell me how it went, too. Good luck, man. Send him some love in the chat. Anthony Gates, thanks for the super chat, man. $1.99. Storms are coming. Nihilism is lame. Nihilism is interesting. I think nihilism is giving up, because humans are born curious creatures, and when we decide that there's nothing to it, there's nothing to this, it's like you're not done searching, because you can still search. You can still look for shit, look for meaning, look for, It's I think nihilism is valid, when you look at when you drill into politics and just corporatism like I do, you think there can't be anything controlling this fucking nightmare, But I get the allure of nihilism, and that it may actually be a good thing, because then you're not wasting your time on something which could be complete bullshit. But then again, it's like, I know religion makes a lot of people happy. I know Stoicism can make people happy, I think Stoicism is similar to a little bit similar, but where your deeds, because we know what is moral, and if you keep your deeds to be simple and good, and you just go through life, being the person that you could be, it's a bit. There's a lot to that too. So you gotta grab a little bit from all the pies, And sometimes you just gotta howl at the fucking moon. Anthony Gates, new metal was peak rock and metal. It was the last peak of the biggest rock and metal movement, no doubt. You had to be there to know. And he gets now we're in peak trap. Yeah, trap is really starting to grind. There's other stuff that's popped up now. It's interesting to see the metal funk that's going on with the EDM world, but I still think we're always a beat behind. We're too busy writing riffs to actually think about what fucking style we want to play. You know, it's all about, oh, I'm in this genre now. I'm going to concentrate on my tone and riffs for the next 25 years and not write anything. Hey, I'm going to be sweating in this. Let me tell you about my week. All right? Can you remember last week where I was whinging about my muscles? I fucking pulled muscles in my arms and in my neck, right? And in the same stream, I was like, yeah, but I still went to the gym, because real fucking pussy, or you got a little train. Well. What happens when you're compromised on one side versus another? You fucking blow your back out. I have slipped a disc and I can barely move. It's agony. And I was actually like trapped in my car. I was trapped in my car at the gym, near the gym. So yeah, I slipped it because this is how wonderful my life is right now. I'm in Florida. My air conditioning unit's gone out, so the compressor's completely fucked. So I'm waiting. While I was trying to fix it, I thought it might be the reset button or something that's on the external fan. I was leaning over to get a bucket and my fucking discs went boom, slipped out, and I was like, oh my god. So then I'm waddling to the house to wind up my wife, and I can't do shit. And then as I started to feel slightly better, it really went out when I went to the gym like an idiot. It really went out when I was trapped in my car for like half an hour before I could move. It was fucking nightmare. So here I am, alone in my house because my family had to flee because it's fucking 90 degrees. Boiling. I can't move. You probably haven't seen me shifting around as much as I used to. And I have a grabber, so that's if I need to grab things below knee weight. So yeah, I'm fucked right now. So me trying to be Mr. Macho, say, yeah, go to the gym regardless, really, really bit me in the ass. And now I've got at least a week out. At least. I don't like that, because I like to go to the gym. So yeah. That's why I didn't do a stream, was it Friday night or Monday night? Because I couldn't literally get in this room. I still can't walk. Dude, the simplest things, right, that you don't, if you're a young and healthy man, you need to appreciate this. The simplest thing, me lifting one leg right now, is like, it's like I'm in a superhero movie. Like, veins popping on my neck and everything, just to raise one of my legs slightly. Getting old fucking sucks. Actually, this isn't getting old, my back. It's failed back surgery. So now, all around the area that I got drilled and had my disc replaced, all around that, it's been fucking chaos. So yeah, good times. Rock and roll. Hey, here we are. Rock and metal is dead, and you got some old twat complaining about his back. Ooh, me back! Rock and roll! That fucking hurt. God damn it. Alright, let's get to comments. So hot in here, dude. So I'm going to be swinging. That hurts. Jay Busk. Oh, wait, what do I think about Robert Kennedy Jr.? I think he's awesome. I think he's great. I think he's just what we need right now for a foil for the right. True old school Kennedy lefty. Yes, they're all gangsters. I mean, they're all like, the Kennedys came from bootleggers and rum runners. So like, no matter who you vote for, it's always going to be a fucking somebody connected to a sketch family. But at least his uncle got shot in the head because he actually grew a conscience, and he basically wouldn't. President Kennedy wouldn't play ball when it came to fake wars, so he wouldn't do a fake one, and because he wouldn't do that, and then he got shot in the head. In my opinion. But yeah, there is no left and right in Washington, only WWE characters, and you'll know if he is in the club or not by the way he's treated by the media. So usually, I mean, Trump printed more money for Pfizer for what he did with the CARES Act was fucking criminal. So you can't really win. The BlackRock are going to get their cut no matter who gets in. But at least Robert Kennedy Jr. At least that he seems to have a bit of fucking autism. So he knows so much about the legal system and how they get their money in the NIH and everything. So it's very interesting. I'd love it. I'd love it for him to get a little bit of traction. It's people like him that where they won't let Joe Biden debate. Poopy Donkey Robot, I agree. Teenage angst confusion, yeah, with the black metal, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. Some good art comes out of it because a lot of raw emotion is from hormones. You know, when you're a teenager, you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself. Sometimes you scream into the icy forest. You know. Matthias Layton, rock and metal are dead, plural. And your career as a rocker or metalhead is dead, not the music genre. Thanks. That's true. That's why I'm selling all my gear. J Busk, Richie Sambora is a super underrated player. Yeah, I think he's not just his playing, but his arrangements and the he's a subtle hair metal guitarist. But sometimes he'll fucking throw a 12 string on that bitch. You know, sprinkle some fairy dust on it. Raza Khan, if I can't sing a song melody in the shower after the first couple of listens, I move on. That's true. And as it happens, the first listen to Typo Negative laying in the bath. I first listened to, who is it? Dozer laying with headphones on in the bath. So and it's true. Dozer kept on coming up in my playlist randomly fucking ages ago on Spotify. And I was like, who is this band that keeps popping up? That's actually good because usually it's just a fucking yawn fest, you know. And a couple of weeks ago they brought out a new album, so that was nice. A little bit off their old stuff, but I gotta say it, I can't hold my tongue. Poopy Donkey Robot, Dubai Porta Potty. There you go. You're back. You're back to your nonsensical sentences. Cassini Project. Social media is anti-rock in spirit. Yep. It removed the mythos element and rose conformity rather than rebellion. Yeah, you're not wrong, man. Especially when under the guide of family friendly, which is really basically trying to take your voice away. It's nothing to do with trying to save the kids. But yeah, social media is anti-rock. In fact, it's just a fucking streamline of propaganda straight to your face. Jay Busk, it's not technically finals, it's state mandated testing. My teacher isn't even counting it as the grade. All right. Phew. Storms are coming. Howl at the moon. Fuck yeah. Like the moon, you might have seen the moon pop up on my t-shirts or on back of my amp here, usually lit up behind my head. And I've always felt some draw towards the moon in a hypnotic sense. So I get it, man. I get, like, all religions are based from the moon and the sun. All of them. They can all be taken back to Set and everything. So it's like, I get it, man. If you're going to worship something, at least worship something tangible, you know? if you were a nihilistic skeptic like I was back in the day. Yeah, how about that moon, guys? Moon cult. Poopy donkey robot. It's like pooping through the glory hole. My grandpa. That's beautiful words. Words of wisdom. My grandmother told me once upon a time, Owen. It's like I come back. So yeah, don't put your foot in the bucket. And to this day, I've never put my foot in that bucket. I don't know what bucket she was talking about, but it is my pledge. I never did that. Man, I am so hot right now because my AC is out, and whoever it's a compressor that's gone out, so we're talking like $3,000. Yeah, yeah. Oh, my back. I shouldn't have moved my arm. Cascade Explorer, have I considered moving out west to escape Florida? West is kind of, if the prices like absolutely get destroyed, then yeah, I'd love it. Yeah, Poopy Donkey. That's good. It's good stuff, man. Matthias Layton. I hope you can recover from all of this. Yeah, thanks. It's fucking. It's the health is the big one, right? Where you get so scared when it first happens because you think, oh shit, is this the big one? You know, where you can't fucking move for the rest of your life. Rough, man, rough. That's because I had my first daughter when I was practically 50. My first. So if my back goes out, what the fuck am I gonna do taking care of my precious, my little angel? Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm going to the gym a lot because of her. You know, Justice 104 win. Honestly, I'd rather listen to new metal than anything going on now, and everybody does. New metal is going through a phase where Gen Z are loving it. Because as much as it was taking the piss out of, there was some good shit sprinkled in amongst all the new metal. My favorite new metal band was Orgy. They were fucking amazing. There's those first couple of albums. Reza Khan looks like the LGBT alphabet Pride Month bombed like a disgusting fart. Well, don't bite. Don't bite. It's lobbyists that are throwing that shit in your face 24/7. Don't bite, man. Those poor fucking the gays. They're being used. They're being used just like all minorities were used in the past. Like Biden calling them super predators, or was that what other person said? It was Hillary Clinton, right? Calling black people super predators. They always get used, and it's not the average black family that's being used. It's the lunatic fringe. Back then was used, just like the lunatic fringe of the alphabet parade are being used to force in clown world. After the gay community, like, what the fuck is going on? They don't want kids to be in, naked fucking cross dressing hour. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't bite. Don't bite. It's a fucking it's propaganda. It's made for you to point at the poor. So no matter what side you're on, you're gonna point at. You're not pointing at BlackRock if you're pointing at the gay pride thing, you know. And it's them that come up with these incentives. So you got to kiss the ring. Poopy Donkey Robot. Tico Taurus rules. Tico Taurus. Is that the fighter? Yeah, because it's yeah with the pride thing and all that. Do not bite. They're gonna get you. Justice 104 win. In a couple of years, all music you hear on any type of media will be AI. Humans are going out of fashion. Given the current songwriting crisis, I fucking hope so. Fuck this. I mean, what the hell are we even talking about? regurgitating deathcore right now. That's interesting, right? It wasn't even interesting when it first came out. Hey David, what's up, man? Watching from Waco, Texas. Hey, speaking of government overreach, it's poor bastards, poor kids. What happened with Waco? Was it they? One of the guys on the base, did he shoot like an undercover officer that was coming at him with guns or some shit? And then that started the whole barricading in. And apparently they did. Was it Koresh? They did want to surrender, but the cops, because they got shot at, they were having none of it, and they went in guns blazing and house blazing. That's not the first time they've blown up hippies either. It's a great if you like this type of stuff, conspiracies. Uh, there's Count Dankula. Just look up his Absolute Mad Lad series. There's some stuff in there, man. You will never trust the FBI ever again. And none of it, all of it is public record. You know, it's not just guesstimates. Yeah, with the AI thing, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. And I said in the last stream, you can only judge AI years later to see if they're classics or not. Because usually, if something's repeated over and over, the kids are going to listen to it anyway. Because that's how Disney gets most of their hits. The songs are actually good. It's just repetition, 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 and then all of a sudden, that worm is in your brain. You know, it helps if the song is really good to start with. But yeah, like I said in the last stream, where everybody thought those so-called hipsters and tastemakers thought Duran Duran were lame pop. You know what I mean? And then later on, you get to really listen to the depth of how good Duran Duran were as a pop act, you know? New Romantics. Imagine how fresh, after all the cock rock that they've been dealing with, all of it, because it was rock, 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 and rock and blues, rock, 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 for the longest time, you know? Imagine what a breath of fresh air the new romantic movement was for kids. Anthony Gates, School of Rock was good for the culture. Jack Black tried his best. You know what? I'd actually love to do something with governments, because governments get all this money, right, to for community endeavors, and most of it disappears into a lobbyist-owned black hole, and they don't do shit. Might have some weird, sketchy-looking bronze fucking family holding hands in the park. That's a money well spent, right? I would love to set up a network of people in every state that could have some sort of gov-backed, almost like a just a youth club type of thing for music. So you'll get all the instruments are so cheap right now, and you can get a lot of donations. All we need is a space, a public space, and somewhere we can lock up at night so nobody nicks the speakers and everything. I think that would be really good for communities. I know it's on paper you think that, and then when you actually do it, it'll just be a fucking nightmare. Because teenagers can be cunts too, you know. Anthony Gates, do I remember the classic rock revival around 2006, 2008? Yeah. Wolfmother, yep, in the Zeros, and Greta Van Fleet. Yeah. Yep, there was Wolfmother was back then, right? Yeah, that's the copycat started, right, with the Wolfmother. Yeah, there was an interesting little period where you'd have the Hives and the Strokes and the White Stripes, and you know, there was an interesting period with that. It was like almost like it could be doable. It did never carried over though. The next generation just dropped the baton, you know, because there were some good rock bands. out there. And whoever calls... Oh, never mind. Let's move on. Fart inhaler. I moved my family from Las Vegas to East Idaho, and I don't regret a thing. It's 65 degrees today. Oh my God. Yeah. Is it boring though? Rezakan, uniquely good songwriting skills is almost non-existent in current music. Looks like a catchy guitar riff, drum groove, an addictive vocal chorus is a very hard thing to do nowadays. Yeah. Fart inhaler, Killswitch, engage. I did a video on them recently. If you want to check it out, and I sing. Fucking Tufts trying to sing like him. In fact, I think I have some outtakes of me going red and shit, trying to hit his notes and his breathing, because he can pull out these massive, actual belly singing, not even cheating with the breathing shit. He can pull those notes, man. They're good. Both those guys are great singers. Poopy Donkey Robot. Do I remember Mini Kiss? Yeah, I'd pay to see a mini Bon Jovi. Hell yeah. Mini Kiss were just a bunch of... How do I speak now? Because it's like small people. Can't say midgets. Midget Motley Crue. Fart inhaler. Yeah, it sounds like we're my journey of the 30s. All right, so let's refresh chat. So that just went away. See, I've just good job. I keep a window open of my actual stream because my chatbot keeps on like deciding not to work. Oh, Tiki Torres, the Bon Jovi drummer. Yeah, I was thinking of Trisha. Is it Trisha Torres, the MMA fighter, ex UFC champion? Tiki Torres. Yeah, he's got to sort out that fucking soul patch though. I fucking worst face fashion, hair fashion. Just like couldn't they have done something with him? Or did he insist on looking like a complete twat? Fucking good rock drummer though, you know, straight away, hand like a cannon. It's all you need. The Dead End Collective. Are you out of your mind? Metal and rock have never been more vibrant. Oh, the Dead End Collective. Who is the current Guns N' Roses that is 19, 20-year-old? Who's the Queen? Who's the Prince? Who is the AC/DC? Who's the Metallica that are in there than 19 or 20? It's never been more vibrant. There's never been more skillage in the village. There's never been more musicians, I don't think. But when it comes to actually being good music that people actually will, you know, sell their soul for, then no. They're good at hitting copy and paste. Fart inhaler. Amon Amarth is still cool. Come on, they have one good song. One good song. Come on now. Dun 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 dun. It's fucking classic though. Amon Amarth, yeah, they're relatively, yeah, they're fucking, they're a decent band. But what have you done for me lately? If people don't know, Amon Amarth are like a Viking metal band, and they got a good following. And sometimes in their gigs, you can have like 3,000 people sitting on the floor, all pretending to row. Row, row. And it's like, yeah, I'm not sitting on no fucking needles. With my back, I'm not getting down there. I'm allergic to fun. MC, too much emphasis on gear and not enough on songwriting. Do we blame online forum culture for this? Hell yeah. Yep. The old Harmony Central forums, the Andy Sneap forums, the Gear Sluts, the Huge Racks. People spend way more time on those forums than anything else. And now the new school, they're all in groups, like my Circle of Tone group. Search Circle of Tone in Facebook and join our group. Share your music. And yeah, people are spending way too much time. It was the fucking messed up thing is what it was competitive. I was trying to outdo other people on the forums in a friendly way, but I was trying to outdo get the best rhythm tone, but the tightest, the fastest, the this, the that, and we were all in competition with each other, but we weren't in competition with each other from a songwriting aspect. That's for fucking damn sure. It was like, spending hours on videos, moving mics per inch, like, it's like, Jesus Christ. I think, speaking of microphones and speakers, though, I'm going to put up, because I want to sound original, and I have an old Pop 50 speaker from England. Who is it? What's that fucking English? I'm blanking on the English speaker. Fane. I have a Fane Pop 50 speaker, and it's fucking amazing sounding. It's from the late 70s. I'm going to put that in a 1x12, open 1x12 for this stream, because I'm going to play as well as chops. And I'm going to mic one in the front, one in the back. And I'm going to spit roast that speaker with two SM57s. Because that's a good way to mic up a single cab, because I don't have a room to put my big 4x12 in there. But yeah, emphasis on gear and tone is fucking... And what do nerds like more than talking about things, like preamps and cables and, how much signal is this losing? And we fucking love that shit, right? Hey, Anderson, how's it going, man? The Dead End Collective. New bands are playing rings around their idols. Yes, they are. You are 100% right. Fantastic young modern metal bands. You're right about the playing circles around them. 100%. They can't write. They're copying. Yeah, skill is the last thing we need to worry about. Skill and tone. That's been solved. Now it's like the Dead End Collective, you can ask 1,000 people in a mall, in a fucking anywhere, in an airport. You can ask them about your favorite band that you think now these young musicians are better than ever. You can ask 1,000 people and nobody's going to know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm not saying that there's no such thing as rock and metal. I'm saying relatively back to the scene, it's dead. It's dead. You can ask 1,000 people about these bands that you think, because you're in a loop, your feed is going to keep on pushing these bands at you, and you're going to think that that's what everyone sees. But nobody sees it because they don't like it. People's feeds get dominated by things they generally like. I almost did my fucking back in then. I shouldn't move my hands, because I got a bad back. Yeah, Den and Collective. It's you should check out, just search Circle of Tone Fantano about, because even though that video is like fucking 4 years old, it's still relevant. Even the copycat aspect of bands copying, deathcore, black metal, whatever tends to trend in TikTok, tends to start regurgitating itself. So now, like earlier, new metal was big on TikTok, and deathcore got big on TikTok. So now we're gonna have to put up with 3 years of fucking metal bots trying to out heavy bands that are already heavy, but it's going to be another fucking noise Olympics, vocal Olympics, fucking drop bass Olympics. You know what I mean? It sucks, man. It sucks. It's fucking... Yeah, musicality has never been better. Just the fucking mechanics of it has never been better. But not the actual musicality has never been better, because it's musicality doesn't mean how many notes you're playing, I'm sweating my ass off. No air conditioning in Florida. Oh, my back is wonderful. Oh, don't move, Owen. Dash Corbett, how's it going, man? Johnny A, how's it going? Thought inhaler. We shouldn't have to log our weapons. Yeah, yeah. It's that's all the crime that's happening with guns. Like practically all of it is with guns that are not registered to the people that are doing it. You know, so it's if you want to come at it from a math corner, you're right. You're right. J-Bus, no weapons except for weapons of mass destruction should be illegal. Yeah. WMDs. Get them out. Get them out for the boys. Thought in it. Oh, fuck, my back. Ah, I shouldn't move. Okay. This is fun. All right. Don't move. Can you remind me not to move in chat? I fucked my back up. I slipped a disc. Thought inhaler. When we fought the British, it was muskets versus muskets. It shouldn't be AR versus F-16s. Wouldn't it be interesting though? It'll never happen. But wouldn't it be interesting that a part of the what do they call it? Recruitment process now is they're trying to get more of lefties in, so that it will turn their guns on the public. Isn't that fucking weird? Like that's how much, um, like Trump derangement syndrome has gone, where there's people that couldn't wait to fucking, you know, put on a mask and beat up people in fucking in the streets for justice. You know, it's fucked, man. Yeah, the left are getting nasty. The lunatic fringe. I'm not talking about the left in general. Hey, Sanderson, I have the right to own, sell, and distribute weapons of mass destruction. Warm, moist dung. That's one of my favorite protests is the warm, moist dung. We get the farmers in Norway and everything just spreading muck and feces all over these office government buildings. I love that shit, man. Literally. Adra, is there a possibility of Nevermore, Dead Heart, and a Dead World Tone video? I would love that. I've researched it, and I do have a folder on it. That drummer with that guitarist, man. Holy shit, what a fucking unit. Yeah, guys, if you've never heard of Nevermore, there's one little cheese hoop I need you to jump through and look beyond. The vocalist, it's not for everybody. It's very operatic and theatrical and impassioned. But I grew to love him just because I appreciated the guitars. I actually discovered Nevermore by chasing up what the ex-Forbidden guitarists were up to, because I found out that one of them went to Nevermore. But yeah, what a band, man. I can't believe that drummer was it wasn't mostly drum replacement. A lot of it was his actual drums. The Den End Collective, you can't pay attention to current music scene and how stupid it is, but there's still so much in rock out there. You're gonna don't throw the underground at me. Look, dude. I know I was born in the darkness of the underground, all right? I know what's going on in the new underground because it doesn't exist now because the internet just it lifts the veil off everybody. But it doesn't matter what scenes that you're into because I 100% know that for us to get reinforcements, talent, we need gateway drugs. We need the Queens. We need the Guns N' Roses. We need the gateway drugs to get more musicians into rock and metal. There's no gateway drug now. I'm sorry, I'm sniffing. It's a nasty sounding stream, I know, with me screaming my back and shit. D, how's it going, man? Johnny A, I want to work at Area 51. I want to work there and turn it woke. Make sure all the aliens are calling me by my correct pronoun. Matt Turner. I didn't like the part in School of Rock where he said the guys in the other band smoking, drinking were posers. School of Rock is kind of fucking. I remember being disappointed by the movie, but I'll take it, man. If it gets kids into the gateway I was telling you about. But rock and metal does need an ambassador like Jack Black, like Jackety McBlackety, to open up, that thing I was talking about earlier, where we could have like youth clubs that are basically a large unused government building where we can turn every room into a practice room, into a vocal booth, into a rudimentary studio. Because you can set up a studio, a fucking 16 input studio, for $1,000 with all the mixers, all the cables, all the mics done. So if you could invest in our future and our children like that, he will be the type of ambassador you could have to tell people about it. Fart Inhaler. Gatecreeper is a cool new band. They're pretty damn good. It's the death and roll, but more like death metal. Good solid band. Am I thinking the right one? Am I thinking of Mummy Dust? See, they're all the same. Yeah, can do a lot worse than that band. Poopy Donkey Robot. I'm single-handedly gonna make farting romantic again. Yeah, that's a impossible, impossible task. Hey Samson, I saw Wolf Mother live. They were good live, right? Good copy and paste band, but they could do it. Yeah, there you go. To be fair, they rocked the house down, high energy. Yeah, Matt Turner. At least that revival era was still real bands and they could play. Yeah, especially the Hives. Yeah, the Hives I like because they didn't sound like anyone before them, did they? The Hives. They were the Hives because I wanna that song was before the Strokes. So everyone says like, oh, the Hives are European Strokes. No, their hit was before the Strokes even recorded anything. So I'm glad they're having a bit of a comeback too. I've noticed them popping up on my feed, maybe because I like them. I've never even owned an album. I love it every time they pop up on my feed. The singer's fucking hilarious. He was swinging his microphone, hit himself in the face recently. He was bleeding and everything. So his eye-hand coordination isn't as good as it used to be. The Fart Inhaler Graveyard is amazing. Yeah, see, they're all like there is good blackened death metal, the new wave of old school death metal or whatever it's called. There is some good shit in there, but come on, it's so fucking contrived. You can point at the band that they're trying to be. Johnny A. Live acts using backing tracks, shameless. Yeah, it's getting. You can't get away from it now because of the way modern production is. So all these bands have to have it. They have to have it. You see all the drummers with their in-ears, with their fucking count-ins and everything. They're stuck to a grid for the whole fucking concert. And what's gone hand in hand with that experience? People fucking left. Nobody. It's not bringing in anybody new. Den Collective. We have Melodeath, Sinful Death. Yep, groove metal, classic metal, in one big stew pot. The reemergence of metal. More on the mellow. Yeah, is it? I don't know, man. You're not convincing me. You actually listed all the shit that killed metal, because Melodeath and like I talk about it often. In my opinion, what killed metal was fucking Carcass. So when they went full on Melodeath, the whole of the community, all of the guitarists in all the world said, I want to sound like that. And then it was 5150s with a boost as far as the fucking eye could see from then on. Everybody jumping on the producer for what he used, and then everybody started copying that blueprint. I'm not blaming Carcass because I always say I give the originators props, but it's the copycats, man, that killed it. You must be. Are you young? Dead End Collective? Because with me, with my life being 51, it's like I keep on saying it, that episode of South Park where they can't come up with a new premise for a show because the Simpsons already did it. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. So every time I hear new music, I'm like, this is black and roll. This is fucking Entombed. This is they're using a solid state fucking Marshall for this, like Chuck did. Oh, they're copying. It's not nothing fucking new, bro. Matt Turner, backing tracks aren't bad if they're there to cover what the actual band is supposed to be playing. Yeah, you can lean on that a bit though, right? You can lean on that a bit. Hayes Anderson, fart inhaler is too hard for me to say. How about fart inhaler? There's quite a lot of fart inhalers in metal right now. Woke AF, bro. Stephen Ray, they even reanimated the corpse of Pantera. That's how much we need new good bands. And how fucking cool was it to see the crowds reacting to Pantera, you know, in Spain and everything. Oh my God, they were going fucking nuts, the crowd were. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen that shit in so long. It's usually people, these fucking new bands, they're even copying old bands like Wall of Deaths and shit. They can't come up with their own mosh pit hijinks. They have to fucking copy and paste Walls of Death and that type of thing. It's like, fuck off. I just like the old circle pits. I'm old fashioned. I don't want the attacking ninjas. I don't want fucking crowd killing. A circle pit. Because you can be as violent or as safe as you want to be. Matt Turner, it's cheaper than paying a keyboard player to trigger a couple of samples every show on tour. Yeah, it is. You got a lot of people now with just a keyboard, with just a laptop and a singer on stage. You know. Poopy Donkey Robot. I'm so disappointed. I just figured out the other day that my parents had sex. Prove it. D. I just saw Pantera in Finland. Phil was awesome, but overall I didn't like Zach's playing and tone. Yeah, there's nobody that can do it. There's nobody that can do it. I only think Zach should be doing it because he was literally like one of their brothers. They were thick as thieves. And there's a lot of people with their arms crossed checking every squeal, every chug, and just like shaking their heads at him. I feel fair play. He's a badass for going into that. But yeah, Phil is great, right? It looks like he's off the sauce because I don't think you could be on painkillers and everything like he used to be and heavy alcohol and keep up that at his breakneck speed, you know? Jeff Young, I think you said previously that most big bands are pushing 70. Yeah. Have, have you seen Ozzy? Oh, Jesus Christ. He's more than 70, right? Oh, he's in such bad shape. And they're still trying to wheel his corpse out into the studio and everything. Poor bastard. It's like Biden. Only cool. Fart Inhaler. Amon Amarth is like the Metallica death metal. They're bringing it to a bigger audience. The Dead End Collective. Read my messages. People are missing so much because they presume metal should sound like you want it to sound. There's a massive underground scene. Do you know what? The more people like you, and I get it, because you might be young, new to it, so you haven't seen all the bands and things that your new bands are copying and ripping off, right? There's the longer the messages, the less bands I've mentioned. It's always like the underground, check the underground. No bands are ever mentioned. You're going to mention a band, then I'm going to say, okay, I'll look up one I don't know, and my channel's going to have more fucking views than them. And I'm a C-level YouTuber that nobody's heard of. You know what I mean? They won't be able to fill a fucking theater on their own, let alone a club on their own. I guarantee it. Whoever you fucking think is the big thing, there's nobody that's going to pick up, that's going to make people pick up guitars. Oh, there you go. Justice 100. Dead Ant Collective. Name some bands. I am Welsh. Yeah, either the Welsh, you guessed correctly. Hayes Hansen. Metal may not have been initially mainstream, but it attracted mainstream audiences. Yeah, like we talked about new metal earlier. You could have asked a housewife who Limp Bizkit is, and they would have known. And they would have known the rolling, 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 because they would have heard it when they were walking through life, even if they don't tune into the rock stations. They would have heard it in the background so often that they would know rolling, 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 and stuff like that. Now, you ask any hip, young teenager who these bands you think of, and they're not going to have a fucking clue, let alone a housewife. You know what I mean? The household name is a real thing. Fart Inhaler. Our idols were copying too, but they were having to copy from different genres, like Smoke on the Water, or some Beethoven song backwards. You're right. I keep saying it. Metallica were heavily, heavily influenced by Motorhead, and they sounded nothing like Motorhead. Same with Hellhammer and Celtic Frost. They were obsessed with Motorhead, sounded nothing like them, but that was their main influences. I think really Lemmy is the godfather of black metal and thrash metal, because Lemmy was 100% responsible for Hellhammer. He started off on bass. He bought his bass. So how much influence did Hellhammer and Metallica have on, black metal and thrash? All the influence, right? I know Metallica had a lot of influences from new wave of British heavy metal, but who were they all influenced by? They were all influenced by fucking Motorhead. And the same as, speaking of black metal, fucking Venom. They were influenced by, they wanted to be a faster Motorhead. So all roads lead to fucking Lemmy, when it comes to underground, the good shit, I'm getting hot, bro. Ugh. No air conditioning. All right, Sermon and Rage of Light. Let me have a quick search. I can't actually. I have to lean forward because my back is fucked. I'll look him up later, but I have not heard of Sermon. Oh, by the way, if Sermon or Rage of Light are blackened in any way, you need to get into the fucking naughty corner. If there's a hint of blackened, anything in those bands, I will be calling the lead singer of Echo and the Bunnymen to take you straight to jail. Hey Sanderson, hey man, the unsung hero of Smoke on the Water is that hi-hat. Yeah, it is, right? That's that fucking Gestalt thing I keep talking about, where the whole band comes in with you have the keyboards, bum, 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 doing the same thing underneath. You strip that, just the guitar away, it'll sound fucking lame. But when you have the bass, the drums, the fucking swagger, the fucking oily snake hips, the sex dripping off this fucking song, you know what I mean? and it's based on some fucking true anarchy of one of the most beautiful venues you've ever seen, fucking catching fire because of Frank Zappa. Rock and fucking roll, brother. So it's all about getting me going. Aussie is 74. Yo. D, what am I talking about? Carcass is awesome. Yeah, they are. Carcass, I keep on saying you gotta fucking respect the originators. It's the copycats that fucked it up with the Melodeath. Justice 104 win. Yeah, you hardly even see emo kids anymore. Yeah, emo is kind of there's a big there's always comes around with Gen Z. A lot of them are into the new metal look, so they kind of look like they dress a little bit like emo, like a cross between Kitty and I guess that is emo, right? So they're still there, man. There's still a little bit of 90s and 80s worship. Paj Mahaj, have we come to the point in our culture where everything in this era of music across all genres has been done? No, I think what has never been done is the notes. You can't run out of notes. So it's the actual song, the structure of the song, and the whole band coming together. Because now a lot of the music is a producer putting the music together with a singer that's been hand selected by a label. And that's most of it. So then you've got this like insular producer doing most of the music with a singer on top of it. So it's like it's not like it's got the DAW has just brought in an era of where it's way easier to record, and we've suffered for it, especially rock and metal, because rock and metal was never stuck to a grid. You know, that was disco was, and we rebelled against disco. So now disco has been brought into an EDM, has been brought into metal. Everything's snapped to a grid. All the drums are replaced. You know, the bass, it's a bass type of fuzz distortion is being added to all the bass guitars to simulate just basically colored noise that makes everything pop in the noise war, in the loudness wars. So it's like we're trying to be that hit on the radio. We're not trying to be fucking rock and metal with swagger and slinky shit going on. You know what I mean? I hate it, man. And so did the public. The public has spoken and completely abandoned new rock and metal bands. They completely abandoned them. There are tiny little pockets of new scenes popping up. So, like City Morgue, things like that have metal influence and could have legs to bring in a little bit of fucking danger back into rock and metal, you know? Chronic Things. I'm new to Metal World and loving it. Oh yeah, dude. Ah, oh, you are so lucky. I tell you what, the first time you get into a scene, isn't it the best? Imagine how lucky I was being like a teenager and thrash comes along. Brand new. Nobody's heard anything like it. Imagine what that does to me full of hormones. Fucking A, dude. That's why a lot of that's why I feel sorry for the black metal fans that I take the piss out of constantly, because they are just finding it out, and the scene is new to them. They don't know 40 years ago I was listening to it. You know, they don't know that the that Venom came out in the same year that AC/DC Back in Black came out. That's how fucking long I've been listening to this genre. So when they hear this new style of music, it's not, to me, it's like fucking nails on a chalkboard, because I've been listening to it for so long and I've been waiting for the fucking underground to come up with something new. The underground used to pop up all sorts of shit, you know? Weird gonzo bands from the underground. And then now what we got, it's fucking, regurgitating blackened folk, blackened rap, blackened roll. Got new wave of technical fucking old school death metal. Now we have a new wave of fucking deathcore. It's never a new wave of new music. The Dead Collective. You're 55 from Ireland. Hey, I'm doing Thin Lizzy soon. With Thin Lizzy, Snap to a Grid. Are you new to metal, brother? Well, hail across the sea to my... You're just a little bit older than me. You have to be a guitarist, right? You play guitar. There's no way you're a random music fan that's getting into new rock and metal bands. I bet you're a guitar player. Chronic Things. My favorite bands are Pantera, System of a Down, and Killswitch Engage. Hey, search Circle of Tone and System of a Down or Killswitch Engage. I've done videos on them in the past. And yeah, so I talk about what gear they used on the albums and key aspects of what made their albums great. Fart Inhaler. I think Phil and Salmo said it best. You need to copy your idols, but you need to copy more than one or two. Yeah, you did. Yeah, so you don't just copy one, like Mayhem. Everybody tries to copy Mayhem when it comes to black metal, you know? Okay, right, guys, I am fucking flagging. It is 100 degrees in here in the Florida heat. It's raining outside, so that my house is well insulated, so it's retained all the heat, luckily for me, with my AC broken. So I'm going to be jumping out of here. I'm going to race through these comments. The Dead End Collective. Everybody copies as somebody. Yes, no, there's influence and then there's copy. And you love the contemporary metal scene, and somebody already said that the bands you mentioned are obviously influenced by the 70s stuff. But then it gets contrived, where they go out of their way to make it sound like that, when then it's not you. You're just copying and pasting the emotions and feels of a better band from back in the 70s, late 70s. You know, that's why, and I don't know how the public know it, but the public know. The public know when something's lame, and they don't even know it's because it's, you know, contrived or whatever. They don't even know. A lot of them say, hey, we've heard this before in the past, and it's not going to be as good as Zeppelin. It's not going to be as good as Kiss, obviously. So it's like, you know, they're not going to lose their shit over a fucking B-rated Kiss-style band. At least you didn't say a blackened band, so that's good. The Dead End Collective. Why am I so negative about the scene? I'm negative because I want to be... A lot of YouTubers, a lot of guitar YouTubers are giving out information that will make sure that nobody will listen to your music. Simple as that. I blame myself for helping kill the scene, because I was one of the big dogs on the foam forums and the tone forums back in the day, relatively, you know? So people would take my advice, or I would take other people's advice, and we all became the same fucking thing. So I am telling everybody the secrets that you've been told to sound professional on YouTube are exactly what's going to do the complete opposite. I think there needs to be more naysayers about how, like, structurally, I just going from comments, but I already know what you like. It's stylistic. So you've got bands stylistically copying others from the 70s, late 70s, right? That's the copycat aspect I'm talking about. It's not just being snapped to a grid and, you know, having drum replacement and everything is fucking quantized. It's not just that. That's a big part of it. But on the flip side, when it comes to blackened bands who can play really well, going out of their way to play badly and chaotically and with poor production, because that's how they did it in the late 80s, that's contrived. So that's fucking bullshit. That's black metal by numbers. I'm warning the public that the fucking tone nerds ruined the scene. Guitarists killed fucking rock and metal dead because they tend to take control of everything. They're the one nerds that know how to use the DAWs, that can actually edit videos, you know, and have nice lighting or whatever. So it's been fucking nerds have killed it dead, man. So that's why I'm so negative about it, and I won't shut up about it. Because what have we lost? We've lost the fucking gold standard. The underground is dead. We have lost the gold standard of fucking metal, the underground. Now it's a faceless fucking sea of bots. And that's what pissed me off. Because one of the biggest things I say copycats so often on my streams, copycat, and you listed bands that are similar to old bands from back in the day. So I already know who you like. I know I was born in the fucking darkness. Even though I don't know the band, half the time you can figure out what they are just by the name of the band. I don't know why Zach plays through his own amps, etc., and guitars. He could have used Randall's Act. That's weird, yeah. I think he was using some gear that he was using back in the day, like certain drop wires and stuff like that. But yeah, he should. His sound is a bit too slow. The reaction time, it wasn't as tight as Dime. But you know what? Even if he gets that right, he's not going to get any love. He's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Adrian Castro, musical trends come and go. It's okay to let the youth find their own path and genres. Yeah, but they're all Googling the path. So when you Google something, they come up with a consensus. So they become each other. So the path is pushing them down this DAW path. It's pushing them down a path to use an amp with a boost in front of it with a Vintage 30 and an SM57. Even if it's a VST, it's going to be a fucking structure from that. You know what I mean? So the path is fucking booby-trapped to put them down a path which is a failed model when it comes to rock and metal. You know? So I'm just like, I want to put my hand up and go, hey, this isn't working. The complete opposite happened with there's more musicians than ever. We all know how to record, so where's this great music? You know what I mean? Nobody stops to fucking think about the public hating new rock and metal. They fucking hate it. It's fucking great. I love it. I only love it because it fucking proves me right after all this time, you know? Because imagine how fucking embarrassed I'd be after doing my Metal is Dead video from 8 years ago to know that, you know, that metal had come back into the mainstream. I'd be fucking red-faced right now. Pash Mahash, Ozzy will outlive us all. He might fucking outlive me. That would suck. Ozzy is immortal. Chronic things. Linkin Park switched my taste in music. R.I.P. Chester. Yeah. Fucking huge household name. Housewives were singing, crawling in my skin. Pash Mahash, yeah, Keith Richards still going too. I'm way back on the comments, you know me. Oh, there goes my light. Maybe it's time. Let's have a quick look through your stuff. Do. Hash Mahash, what's my thoughts on jazz? I think jazz fusion can eat 1,000 dicks. I fucking hate it. And in fact, people think that progressive technical metal is basically jazz fusion with distortion, and it's not. That's called seen it, done it, not progressive music. Yeah, I think jazz was never that big. It was never that big. And because we're told that it's technical, you know, in the 60s and 70s, that the guitar nerds went in there and tried to ruin music just a little bit more, because that's what we do. We ruin fucking scenes. New wave of British heavy metal. Yeah, there is. That's the thing. second wave of thrash, third wave of thrash. Fucking dude. Rosati music. I enjoyed the Roadrunner glory days. Yeah, that was a fucking hell of a time to be alive. Hey Zanson, Wake the Sleeper is a rocker. Dead End Collective. If you're into synthwave and darkwave, yeah, the synthwave and darkwave. I'm kind of done with that too because that's come and gone. That's actually on the way out now, and dream pop and that type of thing. So while I do appreciate it, that got copycatted into oblivion too. Emerald Fairy, did I hear the new music from the Hives? Yeah, it's good. It's relatively good. They're not gonna get to their heyday, but yeah, I liked it. Like a good band. Justice 100 Forwin. Singers don't exactly give their life and soul to vocals anymore. I remember a producer would take John Davis back to his abused child days and talk about it for hours before he sang. That's the way to fucking do it, man. Yeah. Yeah, but singers were fucking tortured. I mean, Meatloaf practically had a nervous breakdown from the abuse he was getting. And what does he get out of it? Fucking batter at hell. Like classic. Taj Mahal. Sisters Down was so refreshing when they came out and had a unique grip. And see, they can be done, right? They were so fucking off the wall. It's hard to be a System of a Down or a Voivod or something completely original, you know? But I don't expect that level, but it can be done. Queens of the Stone Age is Mark 1017. Queen of the Stone Age is not bad at all. If you search Circle of Tone and Queens of the Stone Age, I do a video on them and how to get their tone without any gear, as long as you have one key thing in the chain. Yeah, the new Queens of the Stone Age is okay. I still think their old bass player is a massive part of what they lost. His energy, sound, and note progressions, no one knows, is probably like the peak of them as a band. And when he was taken out of him, they lost a bit of the hard edge, you know. And as good as Josh Homme is, and he is fucking amazing, he's missing that gestalt, that whole band thing. And their drummer was good too. Hey Zanson, I'm looking to move to Northport, Florida, which is south of Tampa. Only get to the upper 90s. Yeah, it's still fucking hot AF, but out of Florida, around that area is what I prefer. I'd like to catch Mark 1017. I'd like to catch Cynic do their anniversary Focus album tour, but it falls on a weekday for me. How much do you love it, brother? Go on, get in there. Don't you never know when it's going to be their last gig. All right, I am fucking dying, guys. Sorry about the. Let me just check one thing real quick. Hey Rift, we got somebody in stream chat. Damn, that room looks like a paradise to me. Yeah, it's pretty fucking Marshall. Worked hard for all this shit, but it's good to be king. Do not create the new wave of Doom and Stoner. It's already been done. Hey Anderson, I like Ultravox. Yeah, what a band, man. This means nothing to me. Songwriting up the ass. Remember that, kids? All right, boys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for the likes, subscriptions. Thanks for all that stuff. You guys are good eggs. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to try and get out of my chair without screaming.